Knowledge is like a garden, and if it's not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. The words of a popular African proverb that bring us into this live episode of the Jamaican Dadz podcast. I'm Dennis Brooks.
I'm Marlon Campbell.
I'm Floyd Green.
I'm Garth Williams, and we are
Jamaican Dadz.
That's right. This program is all about providing Jamaican men with a healthy, safe, and functional forum to tackle many of the taboo topics which concern our masculinity. And of course, we're all dads of varying degrees of experience, but as the promo says, we're all brethrens.
Yes.
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 And we all have a great commitment to Jamaica, land we love.
Absolutely. Well, listeners and viewers, thank you very much for joining us. It's another great show is on the way, and tonight we are live. Yes, we are live. So you're hearing us right now in studio.
Yeah.
If you're listening on a Sunday, well then no, we're not live. But yeah, it's currently Thursday, and thank you very much to our sponsors, Sagicor, as well as Big Bamboo Irishman.
Gotta say thanks to Just Create, our partners who have always stood by us to deliver wonderful video coverage that we get on the podcast.
Definitely.
On YouTube. So make sure you check out Jamaican Dadz on YouTube. Yeah? And big up Just Create.
Subscribe.
That's
Yes,
what we want. That's
absolutely.
what we want.
Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and share them with your friends. Well, all right. So in the opening salvo today, we are going to be talking. We've got a great topic for you, and of course, we have our Meat of the Matter segment coming up, and we're going to open the lines in the Meat of the Matter.
Yeah.
So the numbers to call 876-630-9371 to 876-618-8255.
Hold on. Slow it down.
Well, the listeners know 876-630-9371 to 4.
All right, cool.
And 618-8255. You can also hit us up on our social media. We will be taking your comments there. So in this week's opening salvo, we ask, do you actively try for Dewid, your wife or your girlfriend or your partner, your baby mother? It
After the relationship starts settling.
after the relationship is settled?
Yeah. After we get into it.
Yeah.
And
This is a good one.
When they're
I like
used to
this
each
one.
other.
Yeah.
Do you actively try to even look her back, for kind of go back to the phase there when, you didn't really want to get her? Now that you've got her, do you keep that fire burning like that? And it's something we want everybody to think about. It's a pity we can't open the lines right now to kind of get the views of some listeners. But I do.
Yes.
From time to time. It not happens so often. Right?
Yeah.
No, but me tell you, like, at a point, I realized that we just never, the passion never did a certain kind of way. Not that we fell out of love or anything, but it just feel a little different. And it happened to me one night. I was out until probably when outside did I keep.
Yes.
Right?
I don't remember when that was.
It's been a while, I used to be an MC.
Once upon a time. I was out till like about 2 o'clock, and I was walking to the car in the parking lot. I say, but look on my phone. I say, but she don't message me.
Me no belong to nobody.
She don't call me. Me don't see no missed call. Me don't see no text message. I said, no, this not normal. So I drive go home and I wake her up because she was obviously asleep. And I go in and I say, yo, babes, you know someone want to talk to you about something? She say, right now? Like, no? I say, yeah. Me out whole night. You don't text me, you don't call me, you don't try to find out if me alright and them someday.
Yeah.
And she say, yeah, but me don't say alright and everything good, so me going back on my bed, just love me, man. And I say, no. I mean, obviously she's not the stalking type, thank God. But me I say, no, you know what? I'm gonna put you in like a work. I'm gonna start turning on the charm. And then like she pick up on it, she say, where do you? I look me again. I'm say, well, you don't forget, you have to keep.
Yes.
Hello, God,
Hey,
I'm
no,
married,
Don't it?
Well, no, this man made a post like maybe
That's
3
Marlon?
years ago. Yes, Marlon made a post like I think it was maybe 3 years ago. It's been a while though, and I remember the post. I mean, it became a topic of conversation outside of his social media, and it was. Yeah, like he put up a picture. I think it was maybe a woman crush Wednesday. And put up a picture of wifey.
Yeah.
And him said, boy, I feel like I would have left you so that me can look you back again.
Yeah.
And I say, First of all, I mean, you know that it takes some.
A risk there.
Yeah. No, I mean, not gonna, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Did you actually like turn on the charm? Did you do is it something we try? Because I must say.
I think we
thing
get
is,
lazy after a while.
honestly,
You know, we get safe and lazy.
The thing is that it has to be a conscious effort, and I would admit that I fail at times because it's a case where you get busy, you know, and life happens, and then you add a child to the equation and things like that. So it's almost like you have to create the time so much, and you know, really. So I know all the things I'm supposed to do. I can't always
But do
make
you
sure
do them?
get
Is that
to
different
do
thing?
them.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that you have to understand, that you will have to actually make a conscious
Yeah.
effort.
And I
Date
think-
nights and them things.
Yeah, it's critical that you make that conscious effort. I think that's important because it's not, you know, for me, I try to ensure that there's consistency. So, I don't really believe in the looking phase and the after looking phase.
Yeah.
You know, the truth is, sorry, in a lot of instances, people go above and beyond in the looking phase. So the after
And it's
looking
very
phase is a
unrealistic.
big,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
big
yeah.
drop, right? So it is trying to keep both phases consistent. But even so, the critical things that you would do in terms of trying to get to know somebody, sometimes it's hard because you know them already.
Yes.
Right, so you're not trying to get to know, but you still have to keep.
You
the
might
date
be
night going. You
surprised.
still have to keep the, you still have to keep the outings going.
Yeah,
I think it's very, very important. I think it's something that as men we have to try to do. But I also believe it's a two-way street.
It is.
Right, I also believe it's a two-way.
Yeah,
I
but
think-
what if she was the one who? Well, sorry. Most times, the man them put in the effort, forget the girl. You know the hunted type of vibration and how we socialize, right?
Right.
So, in her case, she never had to do a lot of work to get us in the first place.
Yeah.
But that is that is the challenge.
Remember,
Right.
you know, men chase women until she decides it's okay, you can't catch me now.
Right.
The challenge is having not had to do a lot in the first place.
Yeah.
Might lure some women into a false sense of security.
Aye.
Because the reality is that, like you, even though I know most men don't want to feel stalked, and most men would look at the phone at 2 o'clock and be happy, right? Men also want to feel wanted.
Yeah,
Right? You
man.
understand?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So-
Even if she don't say you okay.
Because, and the thing is that you don't want the other extreme of like, oh my God, she just a ring off my phone and she won't let me have a good time out with my virgins or whatever. But at the same time, you want to feel like you are accountable to
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
Like you belong to somebody. So belonging is two directional, you know. Like yes, you want to be owned. You want to own and be owned. But like for me, I think that I have been woefully inadequate in my estimations. I would have given myself a fail. But
You still have time.
yeah.
You better raise the grade.
Right now, you've spoken to her clearly. You think I have time? No, but seriously, I think that sometimes, as Marlon hinted at it, that we in life you play multiple roles at the same time, and you switch from being boyfriend to husband to father to minister. You know.
Shall we hold on? Pause.
No, let's
Are we going to acknowledge?
We will.
We'll get to that.
We will. So like, and some of the times you get so caught up in being this perfect father, or this perfect something else, that you realize that I'm not focusing on one of my roles. One of my roles is being negotiated, or you focus on being good partners that you're for
Forget
the
that you're lovers.
Yes.
Things like that.
Yes.
But like, and I remember in school we learned about this triangular theory of love, and like, so you have intimacy and passion and commitment, and sometimes you're so busy working on the commitment part that the intimacy part gets stale, or the passionate part gets stale, or it's all passion and no commitment, or it's intimacy and commitment but there's no passion. So there are different dimensions to this thing, and what you want is this consummate kind of a an emotional
And you have to
experience.
just admit it and work on it. quite
Exactly.
frankly. And, you know, I find, one of the things I find which naturally occurs in early stage of relationships is a bit of spontaneity.
Yes.
You understand?
It knew
Because,
the
you
shine
know,
on the ball hasn't been worn
but,
off.
but it's not even about the shine. It's just like, remember, you're moving into your first kiss phase. And,
Yes,
you
yes, yes,
understand? And you kind of can lose that spontaneity. And I think it's something you
Worse
have
with responsibilities
it's
because
something you have to naturally try to infuse and say, you know what, change up the routine. Because it's easy in life, especially
Settle
if you're
in a
managing
routine.
time.
to
You
settle
know,
in
to
a
settle
routine.
in a routine.
Yes.
Because you're managing time. You
Yeah.
have work at a certain time. You have the children. You have, so it's easy to settle into a routine. I think, especially as men and as the parents for men, we have to do a little bit more on changing up the routine and throwing in some spontaneous action.
The problem with spontaneity at times is when the responsibilities drop in, because like you will have where you used to kind of just get up and just run go for a weekend. Now you have to be like, babysitter, we need to
plan,
read,
you know,
we need to. You
pencil it.
can't just pull up down at Jake's and say
Yeah.
you have a room. You know,
Yeah.
you can't, young and careless anymore.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's funny because it's like the more you can afford to do some things is the less time you get to do it. Like that very careless trip we took back in 2004. Floyd.
Let's not talk about that.
No. Let's talk about we just jump up and go Ochi weekend, go enjoy ourselves. The team roll out. No planning, nothing. We couldn't do that. When we could we could hardly afford it
This
then.
is interesting to hear,
But-
gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you
I
so
have,
much.
I first I'm
you
hearing
weren't
about
there?
this. First I'm hearing
Sorry.
about it, but it's
Oops.
okay.
That was amazing.
It was Otis was there.
Yeah, it
Gee,
is. It
thanks,
is. It
yeah.
is. It does get more difficult. I
Yeah.
can tell you. You know,
You can't plan spontaneity.
I listen
Yeah, exactly.
to. Yeah, I listen to. But unfortunately, it's kind of where you reach, and it's kind
Yeah.
of planned spontaneity. So maybe it's not spontaneous, but you can
But
do a
it's
little things
structured
different,
spontaneity.
Like quite frankly,
Yeah.
like in a routine of coming home at a certain time, and you just change your routine.
No, you don't change routine.
You have a problem.
You reach late and she gotta start pre, and you reach earlier, you might surprise. No!
True, yes. Yeah. Don't get there too early before your curtain call.
Men, don't listen to Marlon. Listen, man. Mix up the thing, man. Excite up the thing.
No, let me tell you what works. See, something like, for example,
Turn up on her job and be surprised.
yeah. Hi, I'm looking for Mrs. Campbell. She's
Nobody
not
knows.
in today. No.
Look here. We need to wrap up this segment. Big up all the people on YouTube. Big up all. We have a little bit more time. Big up all the people on YouTube, shouting us out. Thank you very much to Daniel Sinclair, to Ricardo Portius, who's saying big up Floyd Green. Also, Ricardo Portius is saying there are some decent Jamaican dads who care for their children, and big up to all the decent Jamaican dads turning in from across the world. Big up.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I think that was tuning.
Bless up.
Tuning in, yeah. Sorry. Jason Bissett in St. Lucia. Enough respect, gentlemen, he says. Thank you very much, Jason.
I got someone
Keep the comments
asking
coming.
this one.
And
what's
also
this?
on Twitter, our friend Yannick Lambert says she's listening to her favorite Jamaican Dad's friends right now.
Oh,
Big up
nice.
a Chunchigan.
Chunchigan.
Thank you very much.
Really happy to hear you. So what you can do though, things like you turn up for our lunchtime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A little surprise, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? What I have been doing over the past few years is like I will buy things for her. Like I'll buy outfits and them kind of something. I'm doing one of the business I road now. But yeah, I buy outfits and there are other things that we can use
Yeah.
around the house when the kids are asleep.
This program is about to go downhill.
Or the messages, by the way.
Yeah, and do the outer season things. Don't
Right.
only wait on
Until
the
Valentine's
special events. Do the outer season things. Sometimes it's simple things,
Yeah,
She doesn't like it, but you just send flowers to the workplace for no reason.
Oh,
A fruit
Right.
basket.
I was told to bill.
Yeah, but do it same way, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Got you.
Because you're going to end up inspired too much thing there. Jealousy across
Attention.
the office space.
And remember, and by the way, women still, on a message, the man them still know. I'm looking at my
Make me
message.
feel like somebody.
No,
you
no,
know,
I'm
Make me feel like
I
somebody.
started that point and we should raise it. Listen, the reality is that the spontaneity and feeling like the initial time is not just a man issue. The woman need to remember that, listen, they must keep the thing exciting.
Yeah.
True. Spice up the thing.
Spice up the
Spice
thing.
up the thing.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right, that's it for the opening salvo. A big thank you to our friends from Big Bamboo sponsoring our opening salvo. We've got peanut flavor. What you got,
Yeah,
Floyd?
the first time
this
I
one
taste
is
this one,
vanilla.
I know the peanut flavor one, but
Right.
this is vanilla flavor. It's called gumption.
Gumption.
Carrot go down a junction.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for the meat of the matter. We're talking about pregnancy and intimacy, and we will open the phone lines. We'll be right back after these messages.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Jamaican Dadz podcast. We are live in studio today. Of course, I'm Dennis.
I'm Garth.
I'm Marlon.
And I'm Floyd.
All right, good stuff. Now we're getting into the meat of the matter. And tonight's topic, very interesting, something we're all experienced in. Pregnancy and intimacy. How does pregnancy impact intimacy? What happens during and after? We know about the before part, because if there was no intimacy before,
Yeah, probably.
unlikely there would have been a pregnancy. Right?
Unlikely.
Unlikely.
Yeah, you would
Unless you had like a big accident.
You would really have a problem.
You really have a problem.
Yeah.
No, I mean there are different ways people get pregnant. I'm just saying.
True,
Right?
yeah.
But during and after can be an interesting thing. Sometimes mommy want it and daddy don't want it. Sometimes both of them want it. Sometimes neither of them want it. Sometimes you know what I mean. It can be a whole thing, right? But we're gonna have that conversation, and to help us go through that, we've got Dr. Karen Carpenter.
She's the head of the Department of Gender Studies at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Dr. Carpenter, as always, such a pleasure to have you.
Same here, Dennis. And as always, you do me proud because I heard you explaining the triangular theory of love.
Is you teaching those things, Doc?
Student.
Doc, he went over his old notes before coming
Yeah,
on.
man.
He's always a very well-researched
And this sounds
presenter.
very bright. To be honest, me just I said, wow.
I never know
Dennis
about
knew
this.
these things.
Also, Doc, before we go any further with you, we are going to be taking calls as well. We have a few questions for you, but Dennis, with those lines again.
All right, 876-630-9371 to 876-618-8255. Let's split the conversation into, I suppose, when the pregnancy has begun, and of course they're going through the gestational period, and so there are all sorts of changes happening in the body. Tell us what impact that tends to have on intimacy between two partners.
Okay, and by intimacy here, we're talking about passion, because intimacy doesn't require sex.
Absolutely.
We're intimate with our family members, we're intimate with our parents, we're intimate with our brothers and sisters. Intimacy, a great way of remembering that is intimacy. So when we let other people into our lives, that's intimacy.
Yeah.
Which is why, for instance, some people can complain about emotional cheating. Because when you let somebody into your life, you have not had sex with them, you're developing an intimate relationship.
Wow.
So I suspect what we're talking about is passion, which is where the sex occurs.
Yeah, I think
Or don't occur.
in pulling together the topic, yes.
What was that?
I think in pulling together the topic, that was our definition. Passion.
Yes, and most people, the average person speaks about intimacy and they mean sex.
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
So we understand that we use those two interchangeably.
Yes.
Yes? So some people say intimacy, most people think of sex when they think of intimacy. But it actually just means getting close to somebody. And then the passion, which we certainly hope that the sex is passionate, is what we use. Yeah, we really want passionate sex, is what we use in psychology to describe sex.
Yeah.
So at each trimester, and by trimester I mean each 3-month period of the pregnancy, the woman's body is going through different things. And so at each trimester, every 3 months, you'll notice that she changes. Her moods change, her behavior changes, and her body is changing. The first 3 months, just before she even realizes that she's pregnant, because it takes her a couple of weeks, sometimes as much as a month, to realize that she's pregnant. Because the first time that women have a pregnancy, especially the first pregnancy, usually it's because they miss a period that they realize that they're pregnant. Yeah?
Right.
More experienced women and auntie and granny and everybody looking on will notice certain things changing in her features and say, I think you're pregnant, you know. And
Sharon,
say,
I'm
no,
pregnant.
no,
you're
no, no, no.
pregnant.
But those of us with a seasoned eye can look at a woman and say, that one is pregnant. Okay. And that's because her body is changing. But the first trimester, first 3 months, that's when you have morning sickness. That's when you feel bad every morning. You start to vomit, or you feel like you're going to vomit, even if you're not going to vomit.
So that is when she don't really feel for you, mustn't feel no way.
No, not at all. Nobody who's getting up vomiting every morning feels for sex. That's
What?
not sexy.
I know somebody who's like that, Doc. It's just that it wasn't. The drive was different, though.
Yeah, she may feel so sick when the nausea is over.
Right.
And in the evening, when she's no longer feeling nauseous. But when she gets up in the morning, so all the time people used to say to you, keep some, I don't want to advertise any company, keep some water crackers by the bed. Yes?
Yeah, man.
And when you get up in the morning, don't step out of the bed. So, mommy, if you know you're in the first 3 months, keep 3 or 4 crackers beside the bed and eat them while you're in the bed. So
Settle
for
your
some
stomach.
reason, for some reason, that takes care of some of those fluids in the stomach that are going to make her feel nauseous.
So you're saying eating in the bed in the morning is good, Doc?
If it's crackers and you're pregnant,
Gosh.
in your first trimester, but let me be honest with you, I really love breakfast in bed. Yeah, I really love breakfast, lunch, and dinner in bed if I could have it.
Yes.
Good.
Tell me about the second trimester.
So the first trimester, you want to get over that nausea,
Yes.
and then your jeans kind of not fitting so good at the front by the time you end up in month 3. And you say, what's happening here? And you start to put on a little plumpness in the rear. The breasts start to get a little swollen, and they might actually be too tender for touch. Yes?
Yeah.
So while they're tempting to touch because they're fuller, they might be tender to touch. So both the woman and her partner or partners will realize that at that point, she kind of backs you off if you're touching the breast. It isn't because breasts don't receive sensual pleasure. It's because the tenderness makes it difficult for her.
I want to ask a question, though, Doc. Because during this time when the body is changing, the clothes stop fitting the way they used to,
Yes.
etc., even though she does not necessarily always want those sexual advances, should we still kind of make her feel sexy because, you know, of what's happening in her mind?
You know, and then it depends on the couple's dynamics. Eh? I heard one of you say, I didn't know who was saying it, I don't know if it was Floyd that was saying it earlier, that, you know, if things weren't happening before, if you never have the passion before, if you never have the intimacy before, then worse in the pregnancy. So the couple who is highly sexed and are sexy with each other and try to be attractive to each other, they're going to enjoy that attention. But if the person is a little bit more prim or a little bit more inhibited, they might not be able to actually put together the ideas of being pregnant and being sexy. And
But-
many women have been trained to believe that when they're pregnant,
They're not sexy.
they're almost
And-
sacred.
And
They're like
men
Madonna.
also. I actually posted the topic today, and my
Yes.
brethren said his wife had to say to him, me and no egg, me not
Yeah.
go broke.
Yeah.
No, no, and it's a good point. I want to
Yes.
put both points to Doc. So, Doc, do you Doc? Do you, when you're in the second trimester now, do you wait for the woman to signal
Initiate,
that
or-
she, you know, is desirous of having sex, so as not to, you know, come across as overbearing? That's my first question. Then I have another one.
Okay, well, I don't think it has to do with the trimester.
Okay.
And I would say that the second 3 months, so now you're going from 3 to 6 months, you actually feel very healthy. You feel like you can conquer the world. By now you know you're pregnant, most women, yeah?
Right.
And you're amazed that although you're pregnant, your body still works.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it worked.
Yeah.
So like the second trimester is like that honeymoon trimester when you're not sick all the time, but you're not so big that you're so
Yeah.
uncomfortable and miserable and everything. So
And you still feel cute because now you can buy all those cute little pregnancy things, like the jeans with the panel at the front, so you still have on your tight jeans, and you wear a little top with a little, buffalo.
And the little dress them.
Yeah. And you feel
Or lots of
cute.
dresses.
Yeah, you feel cute because your body's not so distorted that you can't recognize it, but you have evidence of why you're putting on the weight.
Yeah.
So you notice that women will spend a lot of time, both mom and dad will spend a lot of time looking at the belly in the mirror,
And rubbing it.
looking at the belly in different zones. So
the
yeah,
good old
so
days.
I recommend that you embrace it
Okay.
and go get some clothing that is going to make you feel comfortable and attractive, and that's gonna heighten your sexiness quotient.
The
You're gonna
second
feel better
question
about yourself.
was onto what Marlon says, and in
You mean
in-
if the man?
no, I very really I wondered for a while until I took expert advice whether there was potential damage that could be
Yes, and
done,
that was the next one.
right? And you kind of wonder if it would just ease off because
Yeah.
you don't want
She
to.
had no egg. She won't broke.
Yeah, but
But you know what I think? We're not doing a very good job as doctors. Yes? In including the fathers in the conversations when mommy goes to have her checkup. Because from the minute you know you're pregnant, a great gynecologist is going to be telling dad as well as mom, sex is perfectly natural and okay during this period.
Oh, well.
If you were healthy before, you're healthy now. You're going to be glowing. Your hair is growing faster. Your skin looks amazing. You feel on top of the world if you're not having any health issues. So it's a great time for a couple.
True,
to
big up, man. Big up,
enjoy each
Dr.
other.
Mandy. Yeah, Mandy did point out these things.
All right, good.
Big her up.
I will tell you that.
Right.
Yes?
all right,
So
all right,
I'm
Doc.
hoping that more doctors will do that.
Right. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Jamaican Dadz podcast. We've got Dr. Karen Carpenter with us as we discuss sexual intimacy and pregnancy. Follow us on social media at Jamaican Dadz. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. But we're going to take a quick break and come right back and be taking your calls too. We got a few people on hold.
Welcome back to the Jamaican Dadz podcast. If you're just joining us, we're into the meat of the matter. And in this segment, we are discussing intimacy and passion, particularly sexual intimacy, of course, within the context of once pregnancy has emerged as a reality in your relationship, what impact does it have on intimacy and sex? And to help us, we have, she's a clinical sexologist, but she's the head of the Department of Gender Studies at the UWI Mona campus, Dr. Karen Carpenter. Thank you very much for staying with us. You had
Yeah, no, well, I just wanted to go over the numbers again.
Oh, for those people who do we have the callers waiting? I had a few people complaining on Twitter that they didn't get their questions in, but thank you very much to several people who were commenting on YouTube as well. 630-9371-461882555, so you can get us get it together with us. What's this? Faraz Ali says, "Hi guys, viewing from Pakistan." Thank you very much, Faraz Ali. What's this? Some people are saying get dressed at 5. Okay. And we have Leon Robinson from
Brooklyn, New York.
Thank
Brooklyn
you.
in the house.
Thank you very much. And I did see someone say that he was watching the program or listening, was it, with his father. Thank you very much.
That's cool.
We love that. We love that. We love that. Big up, big up.
And Martina Allen says Garth is just.
Face palm.
Well, thank
you very much.
I think that was the breakfast in bed question, probably.
Can we ask Doc? No,
I have
Doc.
one for her.
Oh, you have one for her.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Doc, somebody messaged me and said, let's talk about the men who don't want sex with the pregnant woman, but the woman does. Like, she wants it and he doesn't. Like, what would explain that? Because me personally don't understand.
Yeah, and we kind of glossed over that a bit when we were talking just before.
Right.
So I want to tackle a little bit more of that other question plus this one.
Sure.
We have a thing that we call in psychology, and I've been trying to find a word that's airworthy. It's not yet 9 o'clock, is it?
No, it's not.
And I'm very plain speaking. So I
Yes.
have to find a word that can euphemize. So we have a syndrome we call in psychology the Madonna harlot syndrome.
Oh,
Yes?
I know that.
Yes.
I know that. I've seen that term.
If you used to be a fan of The Sopranos, you will notice that Tony Soprano would say that the reason he has a mistress is because the mistress is for doing all
The things that his wife
he
shouldn't.
can't do with his wife.
Yes.
And when the psychiatrist asked him, well, what sort of things? He said, well, you don't expect her to kiss my children with that mouth and do the things I want. Okay. So we have this thing where we think that a woman who's having children must be treated like a saint, like a Madonna, like an egg. And a woman who's made for pleasure is not the woman who's going to bear the children. And men and women have that challenge. It's not just men, it's not just women. So some men are quite turned off by the notion of a pregnant woman and sex because they feel that pregnancy is something sacred or something removed from the sexual arena. And some women have the same feeling. So, first thing is, if both parties don't have the same libido, and this one happens a lot, that a man has a high libido or the woman has a high libido, so they don't have matching libidos, one of them is going to want sex more. And like it or not, gentlemen, we're in the 21st century, and ladies, we're in the 21st century, so this is what sex aids are for. Now, you can either use it with your partner, or you can use it on your own, because you may indeed have to supplement the sex that you're getting with your partner.
They sound like we need a whole different program.
Hold the line.
We have a caller.
Hold the point, Dr. Carpenter. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good. Hi. Welcome to the program.
Dennis?
Yes?
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Dennis,
It sounds like we're on speaker. Please take us off.
Me happy run come in and my son bathroom, come my wife tell me to come out of the room because I
All right.
It's the echo. It's the echo.
All right.
It's the echo here.
It's the bathroom.
Alright, listen to me now. Well, we find out something. When a woman is pregnant, you see?
Yes.
Which way is the best way to have sex with her?
It depends
And
on
why
how
that
far.
position?
All right.
Okay.
We'll go here,
That's
Doc.
a very good
let
question.
Doc answer. Yeah.
That's an excellent question,
Yeah.
and she needs you to come back in the room so that you can show her the position. Right? So,
Too.
now,
Show
there are a couple of
show her the
positions
position.
Yeah, there are a couple of positions we don't recommend because of deep penetration. Yes? So, rear entry, if you're behind the woman, penetration is going to be deep and it might be uncomfortable for her. Some women can manage up to quite late in the pregnancy, others don't manage very well. If you're lying in bed, the best position for entry during pregnancy is what we call the spoon position, which is you behind her. Yes, you lie behind her,
Both of
and
you on your
that's called
side.
spooning.
Oh, both of you on your
Both of
side.
you on your side.
I pick it up.
Right? And then another position, which is actually quite good and allows for deeper penetration, is what we call the scissors.
Yeah.
So
Scissors.
you can lie either on her side,
Oh, yeah, I know this.
yes, and you place your legs, you have to lie opposite her, and place your legs between hers. And then you can get closer, and that allows you to accommodate the stomach, and at the same time to have pleasurable coitus, pleasurable intercourse.
Yeah.
And it also frees your hands, which is why the scissors is good. And there are various types of scissors you can do, but that's a good one because it frees your hand to be able to support her in any way, and it frees your hands also for being able to touch each other.
Yeah.
Yeah?
All right.
So it can be a very pleasurable position.
All right.
All right.
Good question.
Thank you very much.
Thanks
Thanks a lot,
for
caller.
supporting.
Now you can go
Yeah.
back to your wife. So far, leave the bathroom.
Oh, wait, you have another question? It seems that way.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Next question.
Yes, Dennis.
Yes.
I heard the doctor say something that within the first 3 months of pregnancy, the woman will have mostly morning sickness, like vomit up and so forth.
Right.
But it is not all women. It is some. Because no women don't have that problem.
The lucky ones.
Yeah.
God's favorites.
And some have it right around
And
the
some
clock.
have it right through the day.
Yeah.
It's not morning alone. But yes, but
Yes.
definitely. Thank you for
All right.
the observation.
Thank
and
you
for the
very much.
questions.
All right.
And
Yeah, Doc, go ahead, Doc.
So, Doc, all right.
Fly.
I think you had finished. I think you had finished that. What I want to go to know is post
Yes.
pregnancy.
No,
Right.
because there's an important period of healing, physical
yes.
healing, and coming back
Yes.
and finding a new normal. And
Yes.
sometimes
What new
you
normal
never
mean?
find that because people want to come back to normal or what they used to be, what your body used to be.
Yeah.
And but the truth is
Oh,
that
that
sometimes
you mean.
you never go back to what you
Was
used
before.
to be.
All right, so let me back up a little bit and touch on something that I had wanted to say earlier about not being able to damage the baby. One of the things that many men and women worry about is that if the man ejaculates, people talk about that when
wash the baby head. And think that's
Nonsense. The poor baby doesn't even know that you're there. The baby thinks that they're in a car driving somewhere because it's just as bumpy as in a car.
But you can try though, Doc. You can
That's
try.
what the amniotic fluid is there for. The amniotic fluid is to keep, it's like a shock absorber for the baby. To keep the baby fine. But additionally, those of you, and you're all fathers, you will know that most of you will have seen a little pinkish, it looks like cholesterol or it looks like yogurt,
Yes.
but it's a hard yogurty thing that's pink in color. That comes before the woman's water breaks. It's called the show. And it is called the show because as the woman gets pregnant, her body begins to produce a kind of gelatin at the opening of the womb, and it begins to seal the womb. It seals the womb with this substance that looks like hardened yogurt. So it's gelatinous. It's like Jell-O, but with a white Jell-O, and then it's like a custardy thing, and then it gets hardened, waxy, as time goes on. So if you ever see a bottle of coconut oil, that's a perfect example.
when it sleep up.
If you see a bottle of coconut oil in the supermarket when it's whitish,
Seal up,
that is exactly what is happening inside the woman's body. So her body is sealing off the womb, and that creates a barrier
So the
that any
baby's safe.
germs and anything coming into the baby gets stopped. So it becomes like a door to the womb.
So nothing to really worry about.
Right.
All right.
So when you ejaculate, that substance catches the sperm and prevents it from entering the womb. Yeah?
All right. Two things. First, Doc, listeners, I think we're going to take some liberties with the structure of the program, and we're just going to keep the lines open for the remainder of it and keep Doc with us, because we have more to talk about, and we have four callers. One caller. Four. Okay, got you. All right. So let's continue. Let's take this caller and hear what the question is.
And
Welcome
then
to the
we'll come
program.
back to the question about after the pregnancy.
Yes.
After the pregnancy.
Welcome to the program.
Good night to you both and all of you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Things.
Yeah, I think it's very unfair to us men who are not experienced to be saying what we are thinking is stupidness or foolishness, Please, it's not fair.
Like what? What do you
You
mean?
already learn the mind and train the mind. Some fathers having the chip, being
Like
a
what?
father for the first time.
Yeah, but like what? Like what,
Like what
you
you're
mean
talking
when you
about.
say
Like
stupid?
the ejaculation going to the bikini and making out multiple color.
Sorry. You're
I
right.
understand. I understand.
You're right. That's
Right.
a word.
Well,
Other one is why, especially young fathers, will not, are afraid to have sex with their baby mothers or wives, especially when the mother is in an advanced state of pregnancy. They are saying that they are afraid of getting bitten by the baby.
Oh dear.
I never heard that one
Oh,
before.
for real? I've actually
Yeah.
not heard that one.
I've never heard that one before.
Well, you see, this is
Doc
why,
Just, yeah, Doc
yeah, and
Just
this is
is-
why, this is one of the reasons why we're having this program.
So that more
we
people can see.
Yeah, man,
and-
we can deal
and
with
that-
some of these
And the
things
truth
that
is
we have
that
out
some
there.
of the things that people tell you is foolishness. So we need to tell you that it's foolishness so that you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I am saying the thought that they develop by not knowing.
Uh-huh.
It's not foolishness. That's what they are thinking. So it's you know to put them on the street.
enlighten
and-
them.
Yes,
True.
yes,
Agreed.
yes.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Which was one of the main reasons why we started this program, to share what we have learned from others, and just and as we do have, well, not in studio but on the line, we have Dr. Carpenter, who is one of the foremost experts in this field. So we'd hope that at the end of the program we would have helped some persons, new fathers, persons who are prospective fathers, to have learned so far.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, man, but
As a youth, a pre-independence baby, we used to be told that picnic come from aeroplane.
Oh dear.
So you can see how we were
Yes.
away from our child coming to being.
You were shielded
Yes.
from the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Got you.
A very good program and a very educational one too.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Good.
All right.
Take care now. Stay safe.
Angelo Ridley on YouTube says the 3 months wait post pregnancy nearly mad myself and my wife, giving her time to heal. Nearly got her pregnant the first night after. Talk to us, Doc. Talk to
Well,
us.
again, we have some myths there, eh? We have some myths. I imagine she must have had a C-section, a cesarean section.
maybe.
What Jamaican people literally call a qatar. Yes? Because it doesn't take 3 months. So whoever told you 3 months told you the wrong thing, unless she had a C-section that was not healing properly. And these days we use stitches that dissolve into the skin. So there are no stitches to remove. The doctor checks it to make sure it's not putty and it's not infected.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, and so generally, when you have a C-section, it's a nice, neat little cut, and it heals up very nicely, and just leaves you a reminder of the baby.
Yeah, just a line. It's true. It's just a line.
Yeah, it's just a little reminder that you had John, Bob, Mary, Sally, whatever. But the other thing, from a gentleman who's pre-independent, I'm going to take something from one of my children, from my daughter when she was about 5 years old, and my cousin was pregnant. And the cat had kittens, so she thought my cousin was going to have kittens.
Oh, that's cute.
So she kept asking, when is Auntie Velma going to have her kitten? But when she was asking about those things, and I was explaining little by little, she would say to me, Mommy, the baby's in the room?
Oh, not the womb.
That,
The
the
room.
womb, right? But I liked her explanation. Because for those pre-independence people who think they're going to make the baby different colors, baby went back and all these things, the baby is actually in its own room,
Locked away.
called the womb, locked away with that little door made out of coconut oil and when it gets cold. And that baby is perfectly safe in that space, and the penis never enters that space.
So, Doc, there's
Yeah.
no standard time that you need to wait after childbirth before re-engaging in passionate
6 weeks.
intimacy.
6 weeks.
6
You need to
weeks.
wait
Okay.
6 weeks for penetration.
Okay.
Now, if you have followed Love and Sex at all, you will know that there are lots of courses in sexual intimacy. There's intercourse, there's outer course, and there's all the courses. So you may still engage in outer course. You may still engage in sex that is external to penetration, and you can pleasure each other. You can pleasure yourself. It's not that your pleasure went away. It's just that before the 6 weeks checkup, the woman's body is getting back to some of the pre-pregnancy states. So, for instance, during pregnancy, your stomach shrinks and is pushed out of the way by the room or womb. So we want to get back to that state. Nursing the baby allows you to shrink the womb, and it gets smaller and smaller the more you nurse, and you actually feel a slight twinge and a pain. That's the womb contracting back to its original size.
Aye.
And so we really encourage nursing for that reason. And of course, it passes on the antibodies to the baby, but it's a great way to get slim again. And
Ladies,
most
you hear?
women- most women won't get pregnant during that nursing period, but some do. So it's not to be taken for granted that you won't get pregnant.
You just got to be
So
careful.
use some precaution if you can, unless you're happy to have another child immediately after. You know, if you want to enjoy the baby and enjoy each other, then use some precaution because it will, it can lead to pregnancy.
Donovan
But yes,
Crooks
yes.
says, can't go into paradise so quickly. She have to heal.
Absolutely.
Well, you know, even before you go to paradise, there's the garden.
Yeah, man.
So many things in
Pick
paradise.
up
Let me tell you.
man. Play with the flowers.
That give about 3 or 4 different programs.
And we might have to explore them. And we are at the end of this
Yeah,
one.
we
All right.
run out of
We're
this one.
All right, we're going to have to leave this one there. Thank you very much, Dr. Carpenter, as always.
And you know, I just love hearing you gentlemen on. I can't tell you how much it warms my heart to hear men, real men, talking about important issues in a relationship. So keep it up. Great work. Big up yourselves. Been an excellent evening for me to talk to the four of you.
Thank you
Blessings.
so much, Doc.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Dr. Karen Carpenter is the head of the Department of Gender Studies at the University of the West Indies, Mona. We have just a few moments left to go.
That's right. And we're going to use them to wrap the show.
That's how we don't have no time.
Unfortunately, we can't take any more calls, but we've been
Sorry.
getting a lot of responses
Yeah.
on Twitter
Yes.
and on YouTube, and we're really happy for that. Keep the conversation going. Share more with us. We are at Jamaican Dadz on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, obviously, and on Twitter, we are the Jamaican Dadz.
And that's with a Z.
That's
Z.
correct.
Yeah.
Gotta say thanks to and use the hashtag Jamaican Dads as well so that we can search it and respond.
Dads with a Z.
That's right, to what you say. Thanks to our sponsors, Sagicor!
Pick up yourself.
Big Bamboo! Thanks, of course, to Nationwide 90 FM and
Yeah.
to Just Create. Really appreciate it. Tashai, Boogs, Jeremy, and
Big up
Damian
on
working hard
yourself.
behind the scenes. Thank you so much. I'm Garth.
I'm Marlon.
I'm Dennis.
Always Floyd.
Hold on, quick. Big up Floyd. Yes.
Dennis the Floyd.
This is the first time we are all seeing him since he's Minister of Agriculture and
Appointment.
Fisheries.
And thank you,
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Appointment.
Thank you.
Big up yourself.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Big up the people
Member
of Southwest
from
St. Elizabeth.
Southwest.
Love you know.
All right.
All right, good stuff. We're out, but we're back next week Thursday live one more time. Live one more time next week Thursday. All right, so stay safe. Until then, it's 8 o'clock next week Thursday, so make sure you tune in. Bye-bye.
Bye.